You're just moments away from a brand new episode of WTF Nations Radio's Pop Culture Warrior, hosted by the dynamic duo CQ and Radar. Pop Culture Warrior is your #1 source for all things entertainment. If it's happening in TV, movies, video games, or comedy, they're all over it. And don't forget to say hi in the comments below. And while you're at it, let the boys know what you think and what you'd like to hear them talk about. Now strap in and get comfortable, because you're in for one hell of a ride. This is Pop Culture Warrior. Shots.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Welcome one and all. Today is May 11th, 2021. This is episode 56 of Pop Culture Warrior. This is the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I am CQ. I'm your pop culture funny man. And usually this is the point of the show where I introduce my co-host Radar, but tonight we're mixing things up. All right, we got a special guest joining us, and really, I don't want to waste any more time, so let's dive straight on in. My guest tonight is an incredibly funny comedian and actor. He's based out of New York City. He's currently a regular sketch performer and the resident comedian for NBC's Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. He's even opened for Jimmy Fallon on his Clean Cut comedy tour. He recently hosted 2 comedy science shows for the Nat Geo channel, Science of Stupid and Duck Quacks Don't Echo. He was a regular commentator on VH1 for 10 years and can often be seen on Comedy Central performing on John Oliver's New York stand-up show and as a panelist on At Midnight and much more. He's also the producer and host of the much-beloved long-running downtown New York City comedy showcase, Sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute delight tonight to introduce comedian Seth Herzog to the show. Welcome, Mr. Herzog.
Hey, CQ, what is up, buddy?
What's going on? Did I nail it?
Okay?
Did I nail it? We good?
That was one of the best intros I've heard. People, I mean, you added a lot you didn't have to add in there, and I'm always shocked how much intros can be butchered. Like, if I'm always like, it's easy, just do it, and then every time someone messes it up, every time.
Hey, it's an art. I'm
surprised when someone does a good job.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment. Guys, just so you understand, the reason we're doing this at 8 p.m. as opposed to our usual typical 9 p.m., is out of respect for the man here. He goes live on Instagram and does his own show, 9 p.m. Tuesdays and Fridays. Definitely check him out. Not the Tuesday ones, because you should be here watching me.
Those shows become a podcast.
Right.
Called The Sweetest Pod, which you can find anywhere. There's also thesweetestpod.com and anywhere else you look at podcasts. So I do, twice a week, and then the highlights and the best interviews get turned into the podcast.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for mine to get uploaded as the podcast.
Whenever that happens, you'll be the first to know. Seek. I call you instead of CQ, I call you Seek.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. Okay, so right out the gate, the first thing I always like to, ask people, obviously this is a heavily military influenced, veteran centric kind of show. I know you did a US like performing for the troops tour in Iraq.
So it was Armed Forces Entertainment officially.
Right.
That was the arm.
Right. And that was back in 2008. So I'm curious, what is your kind of affiliation with the military? Is there any family members, friends, or just you really dig fatigues?
Just a fan.
You really dig the camo, right?
I can't think of any relatives that I know of that served. When I went and performed in Kuwait was so random. And I don't know if I remember telling you the story. It was on April 1st. I got a phone call from a comedy producer I hadn't talked to in years who said, hey, do you want to go to Iraq and do some shows? And it's April 1st. So I thought for sure he was joking. I thought for sure he was making some sort of weird April Fool's joke. So I didn't want to make it seem like I knew he was kidding or anything, or he had anything on me. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. Let's do this. Let's do this now. Come on. He's like, great. We need someone. Someone dropped out. We need another comic. And then I was like, I thought it was an April Fool's joke. And then someone from the Pentagon calls me and was like, we need your social security number because we have to do a background check. I was like, oh, okay, you're going deep on this joke. I thought for sure it was like another level of like this April Fool's joke. And then it turns out it wasn't a joke. And I was signed up to go abroad to go do some shows. So I had to leave in 2 weeks. So I think we left mid-April. And we couldn't get into Iraq because it was a sandstorm for 3 days, which is real. I didn't think those were real until I was in one. I literally because it was beautiful weather in Kuwait. We did one show at the Air Force Base, which went really, really well. And then we were supposed to go to Iraq and do like 30 shows, like on all these, FOBs and all these other things. And they were like, there's a sandstorm there. You can't get in. The flights are all just stopped. But it was so beautiful in Kuwait. I was like, what do you mean a sandstorm? It's beautiful here. And then the next day it reached us. Oh my Lord. It was like in the movies. Like you couldn't see anything for a whole day. You had to wear goggles. There was a whole bit. I literally just tried to walk through the storm to get to some food and get back to my room. And then everything got backed up for days. And I guess comics was the last thing on the priority list because we never made it in. They'd make me wake up every morning and go to the tarmac and sit there with my helmet and my flak jacket, waiting for my flight to come in to take me to Iraq. And then every day, after an hour or two of waiting, they're like, it's not coming. I was like, okay. I went back to the barracks in Kuwait, and then we just did more shows there. We did a Navy-based show and a Army-based show. It was fun.
Good times.
But I got to spend 10 days hanging out on base, just talking to people.
Yeah. So just, as a guy who, I know you were born and raised kind of in New Jersey and
Jersey, yeah.
And obviously spent a lot of time in New York. I'm guessing, 9/11 was kind of a big deal to you.
Yeah, I remember it very well.
As it was.
I wasn't a baby.
As it was to most of us older guys. No, I speaking as a veteran, I appreciate, all those guys that, kind of put themselves out there to go and entertain the troops. That's a huge thing. And I was one of those guys that was so far forward, I never got to enjoy it, but it's pretty cool that, some people, I'd hear stories about,
Right. And what I appreciated was that we were good. I mean, it was this guy, I have to give credit to this guy, Scott Kennedy, who was this comic from LA who I don't know if he had any connection to the military, but he just decided to dedicate his life to performing for the troops. And he would organize these shows every month. He would go to Afghanistan, Iraq for a week every single month. And he'd bring other comics with him to like experience it. And I guess the trip I was going, someone had bailed the last minute, and I filled in for them. And what made it even more interesting is the third guy who was supposed to come also bailed. So it was just me and Scott in the end of the day. So Scott and the replacement was the whole troop. We had a great time.
You didn't feel like any kind of like nerves, like, wait a minute, everybody's backing out. Do they know something I don't know?
I only felt some nerves because when I thought we were going to Iraq and we were going to be traveling by helicopter and helicopters were getting shot at, I felt a little weird about it, but I was like, we're the entertainment. There's no way they're going to let us die. That's too bad press. It's bad press. There's no way they're going to let me die.
Yeah, and if it's one thing the military doesn't, have is bad press. That just never happens. So you're good.
They don't know how to sweep it under the rug. But once I realized we weren't going in, I was pretty relaxed. It's like, we're just staying. And if you've been to Arif John, Camp Arif John is the base we were staying at. Giant base in Kuwait that is so big, and they have like a 24-hour movie theater. There's a Harley Davidson dealer. There's every kind of fast food operation, Hardee's, Burger King, KFC. There's a spa where you can get massages. There's all these gift shops on base. It's like a mall. Like half the base is a mall.
It's a duty-free station.
People spend all their money. It was kind of amazing. Amazing. There's like a big pool hall where people playing pool. It was really nuts, but I liked it. And they even had Passover while I was there. It was April, and I was there during Passover, and I saw flyers around the base of like, hey, if you want to enjoy the base Passover, come to this place at this time. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to miss that. I'm going to definitely go see what Army Passover's like. Because first of all, my stereotype in my life is that no Jews join the Army. That's not something that you do. It just really isn't. There's very few.
Right.
I was shocked to see how many there were there, and that they were from every background. Every different kind of Jew was there. It was just amazing to see.
I as a guy who served many years, yes, I can attest to that. There are all kinds of folks from every different race.
That's one thing I was shocked, is that there wasn't like one prominent kind of soldier. Like really from every possible background you could find, there was someone.
Yeah,
it was kind of amazing.
Every walk of life. I grew up in New York City. I was a born and bred kid, and my idea of the woods was Central Park. And then one of my best friends is like from the middle of bumfuck nowhere, and he's the farmland. Like he grew up slinging hay bales and stuff. I'm like, couldn't be any more different. But yeah, that's what it was all about. All right, cool. So I want to understand you a little bit more, right? Because you've been doing comedy a long time. Not to date you, not to carbon date you here, but you've been doing it a long time. Were you always the funny kid? Were you that guy from a young age that was the crack up?
In elementary school, kind of. I had very funny friends in elementary school, and we learned how to be funny in class together. And we would draw a lot. We'd always do these big drawings together, and then I was definitely a theatrical kid, and I definitely did a lot of like plays and such, and I wasn't the funniest. There was always someone funnier, but I definitely was part of a group that was being funny, for sure. In fact, to tell you the honest truth, we had a sketch show in 4th grade. So my friends had put together a sketch show we do during recess. And again, this is really dating me if you want to carbon date me. One of our big hit sketches that we do at recess was called Sunday Morning Hangover. Believe it or not, we were 9 and we did a hangover bit. And the joke was it was a spoof of Saturday Night Fever.
Right.
It was the idea is that all the characters were still at the club all night, and it was Sunday morning, and they were still pretending they were trying to have fun, but it's like 10 a.m. on Sunday, and everyone wants to go home. Stupid, right?
I mean, it's creative. It's creative for that age. I'm curious, do you remember like the first person to tell you like, oh wow, like you're funny? Like not just in that, oh, that was a funny joke, but like you're funny. You as a person are funny.
Say. Yeah, you'd think you'd remember that, right? You'd think you'd remember that. I don't remember, because I did a lot of, even And again, in 4th grade, I did my first professional play. It was a very serious play. It was like a hardcore, heavy drama. But it was the first play I got paid for. And they because we were the kids in the play all got paid $1 a show. We didn't get paid a normal salary. They paid us in silver dollars in an envelope. So at the end of every week, we got like $7 silver in a white envelope. It was like, here's a creative way to pay you nothing.
Was this the Prohibition era? Like, what's going on that they're paying you?
That's how it felt. Well, what's funny is the play took place in 1914, even pre-Prohibition. Anyway, so so I was doing a lot of theater, and I remember in the 5th grade talent show, I just decided to do stand-up. I was like, I'm just going to do stand-up because I didn't want to have to deal with anyone else. I didn't want to have to rehearse.
Right.
I didn't want to have to call my friends and be like, let's get together and rehearse some bit to do at the talent show. I was like, ugh, I don't want to deal with that. I just want to do something alone. So I went and I memorized a bunch of Steve Martin jokes. I just listened to side 2 of Let's Get Small, and I memorized half of it and just did it as like, this is my act. I'm doing Steve Martin's record. And it went over pretty decently. I didn't get half the jokes. I was 10. I was like, I don't get half of this.
Hey, dude. Just nail it.
But people thought I remember thinking like, oh, that was the first time I'd really done stand-up. And it was funny. I wasn't nervous. I was like, this is my backup plan to do the other thing I didn't want to do. And it wasn't like I was nervous about it. I was like, I'm just going to go recite someone else's bits. Was the easiest way out to start doing that, you know?
Right.
Especially at such a young age. But it went over well, and then people thought it was really funny. And I guess that helped my already healthy confidence I had in 5th grade.
I mean, hey, I don't know a lot of 5th graders that are going to straight up A, perform stand-up comedy,
Right.
but B, have the balls to steal it too.
Yeah, I didn't, and you know what's funny? I don't remember thinking like that was wrong. I was like, oh, this is just what you do. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know enough about.
It's a performance. It was a play.
It's just a play. It's a play. Yeah, it's
You're
like
doing a play.
This is the script. I'm going to do the script
Right.
of the play. Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It wasn't until later that I was like, oh, maybe I should do my own. Like, I was older. I was like, I shouldn't have done that. That's a terrible idea.
Right. Right. So obviously, you know, was from that point, was like the comedy bug there, or was just that like the jump off point, or what?
It was there, but I wasn't doing stand-up. I didn't do stand-up again until college. But I did a lot of theater, lots and lots and lots of theater. I went to theater camp. I went to Stage Row Manor up in the Catskills, and I was always in the comedy plays. They always put me as a wacky part in the musical theater shows, you know. And I learned how to do, you know, musical theater funny. I learned how to be funny as a character, like, you know, in any way you could.
The wacky best friend.
Wacky best friend, always playing like a wacky old man, or a young, or like I was a Hugo in Bye Bye Birdie, or Cigar and Gypsy, who's like an old guy, like always some wacky character. So I learned how to be funny as best you could be in those little parts. Sure. Which is different than stand-up. But that was part of it. It's part of the comedy bug. It's part of the like learning how to do timing and learning how to do like a flat delivery, or like a delivery that's going to hit in a certain acting as a wacky character. You learn the same cadences you'll learn in you'll use in stand up later. It's like there's certain ways of talking and pausing that you'll need later. So I was sort of ahead of the game a little bit, and when I started doing stand up for real, I was like, oh, I get this. This is like you're acting the script, if you will, that you've written yourself, but you have to figure out the rhythms and beats and where you hit it and where you're flat and where you're up and whatever, you know. Right. It's interesting.
Right on. And guys in the audience, because we got a ton of people watching live.
How many people are watching? Give me numbers.
So, hey, one of the staff members, shoot me the numbers, because I can only see a few of the different chats through my.
I love the idea that there's no one there. You're just saying, hey, staff member.
Guys, can you get the thing? Okay, they're getting it. There's people running around in the background.
There's no one running around.
There's no. Somebody will respond. Hey, guys, so if you guys got questions for Seth, throw them in the chats. I'll see them. We'll ask them. I'm gonna go through all my questions first, but
you see every chat.
I can see every chat live. Yeah, I can see it's coming in from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Where else? Twitch. We got it coming in from everywhere.
What's funny is there's different kinds of chats on all those different kinds of commenters and all those different
Yes,
platforms.
there
Like,
are.
I feel like Twitch is very supportive and they're very psyched to be there. YouTube's only about hating. They're all about like, who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah.
You're nothing, man. You're bullshit. This isn't funny at all. And Facebook is just everyone wants to make it about themselves. Oh, how can I make what this guy doing about me? Oh, that's funny. I remember when I did it and no one cares.
Guys in the Facebooks, I love you. I'm not affiliated with his comments.
Try not to make it about you this time. The thing about Facebook is everyone's an expert.
Yeah.
Everyone all of a sudden has like a political, like a poli-sci degree.
Mm.
Like all of a sudden, the same people that were asking like, how do you make sourdough bread? The next day are like, here's why Israel's wrong. Whatever like really?
Right.
I have to take my political advice from you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna create a sound clip of one of those disclaimers, like the views expressed by this guest are not affiliated with this station and CQ.
My baby. Facebook.
I just want to make sure that I don't get any hate for what you guys. If you want to hate on Seth, you can find him at Seth Herzog.
Zuckerberg's coming after you though, CQ.
I'm Switzerland, bro. I'm neutral. I don't get involved. It's at Seth Herzog. If you guys want to send him all the hate mail, I'm sure he'll love it.
And I want to say right now, before you send me an hate mail, I'm not saying Israel's wrong or not wrong. I just use that as an example of anything.
Of course.
I don't know enough about what's happening there today to talk about it.
Right, exactly. And that's where I'm like, dude, I know comic books, I know movies, I know comedy.
Right.
I don't come at me. We had someone mention the pipeline thing and the thing, and I'm like, look, I don't have a say. That's above my pay grade. I mean,
have you seen the Snyder Cut?
I have seen the Snyder Cut.
I haven't sat down.
All 14 and a half hours of it.
It's 14 and a half hours. It's like show up.
It feels like forever. It's 4 hours long, and it goes on.
You know what the truth is? I do really want to see it. I cannot come up with a time in my life, like a chunk of time that's that big I could commit to it. I really can't.
Yeah.
There's no time where I was like, I can commit 4 hours to this.
Yeah, I honestly think you should watch it the way it was kind of intended, which is like it's in like I think 6 chapters. And if but it's not episodic. It's all one runtime. But if you just say I'm going to commit to chapter 1, it runs 37 minutes, whatever.
Right.
And then pause there, and you can go about your life. You can watch it that way, and I honestly think it might be more enjoyable that way because the long sit through. I was just I was hurting.
Yeah,
it was not fun.
I'll do it in chunks.
Yeah, that's it. One geek's opinion. All right, back to you. So let's see. We got our first joke question. I can already tell.
Ooh, I already hate it.
Have you ever? We were talking about characters you've played. Have you ever played a really tall dwarf? There you go. We got comedians in the audience.
Because I wonder how tall the tallest dwarf is.
Mm.
Because like dwarves have a certain height range. They have to be below a certain height to be officially a dwarf.
Sure.
But what's the tallest dwarf?
Yeah. Wouldn't that just be a short, regular person? I mean,
well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. Dwarfism is its own thing. It's like a gene.
Sure.
I forgot something.
It's not just that you're short and you're a dwarf. It's a dwarfism. Yeah.
It's a genetic thing.
Yeah.
So there are such things as just genuinely short people who are particularly short, which I've seen. A guy in the subway the other day, I was like, he's not a midget and he wasn't a dwarf, but he was so close and so in that genre. I was like, do you just tell people you're a midget just to get by?
Yeah.
Because I was like, how do you, I felt bad because I couldn't stop staring. So I was like trying to figure his whole vibe out.
I like that. Like, he was short enough to almost be, but not sure if he was or not. Like, that's
no, because you could just tell by looking at people who is a midget, who's a dwarf, and what their thing is. And I was like, you're officially neither of those things. Now you have to figure yourself out.
I want to.
Now you have to lie.
I want to get to know you. I just sit next to him. I want to know your story.
I have 1,000 questions for you, but we don't have time, so I have to get off.
Okay, so Let's see what else. All right, you've been a comedian a long time.
Yeah.
You've traveled. You've done the thing.
Traveled, yeah.
What's been kind of your favorite place to perform? A city, a specific venue?
I've done my favorite place to perform lately, last few years, has been this charity event I do in Kansas City, called the Big Slick. And if anyone from KC out there knows it well, it's this big charity event that all these well-known actors who are from there, which is Paul Rudd and Jason Sudeikis and Rob Riggle, Dave Koechner, and Eric Stonestreet are all from there. And they put together this big event one weekend in June where they get like 30 celebrities and comics together. And we do like a charity softball game, and we do a bowling event, and we do a big show on Saturday night. And they always have me do stand-up, and it's such a great crowd and such a fun event. And I've done it for the last 4 years, and that's my favorite place to perform. It's just the audience is so warm, and everyone's so nice, and there's a camaraderie of all the other guests who are there all hanging out, supporting each other. So I did it last time we did the show, which was in 2019. I did it at the Sprint Center. It was the first time I ever performed in like an arena.
Oh, wow.
I never performed in an arena before. Always like big theaters, but never like a basketball arena, So that was kind of cool to do that for the first time.
All right, another toughie for you here. I'm going to ask you a question, then I'm going to caveat it real quick. So the question is, who's been, your favorite person to share the stage with? Now, I want to caveat that because out of respect for the relationship we have, we did share a stage once together. We both performed comedy at the Gotham.
ASAP show.
Yes, an ASAP show at the Gotham in New York City. So I'm going to take myself out of the running because I don't want to put you in the spot that I was your favorite person.
You did that because I never would have remembered that show happened.
You had to throw that in there. Okay. So who's been that?
It's funny you say that because it's sweet. My long running live show I do in New York, I have a different co-host every single week.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've had over the 14, 15 years we've been doing the show, hundreds of co-hosts that have been really fun to work with. Trying to think who's been the most fun. There's so many. I mean, like Will Forte is always really fun to co-host with. Jason Sudeikis has done it a few times. He's really fun. God, so many people. There's a guy you wouldn't know, but Dion Flynn, who plays Obama.
I absolutely know Dion Flynn.
Show. He's
dare you?
A regular co-host of mine for a year or longer. We did it together. Him and I have really figured out a really great vibe together. There's some off the top of my head.
Yeah. Which I'm still waiting for my invite to co-host, but it's fine. It's fine. I know it's COVID, and so I'm in the DC area, but I'm from New York.
Yes.
I'm there all the time.
Are you? I feel like you're not.
Yeah, I dabble. I got friends and family still there.
I'm sure you do.
That's fine. I'm gonna say it's because COVID. That's why you haven't reached out.
We haven't done a show in over a year.
Yeah. So yeah, it's okay. We'll talk. We'll talk afterwards.
But the New York live shows are coming back now. I just keep getting all these invites for people doing live shows around town.
Yeah. By the way, you're getting big KC love. Go Chiefs from Captain Wayne.
Go Chiefs. That's the other thing is that the football players, the team is in the charity event with us. So nice. Like Kelsey and Mahomes are all doing the shows with us, and they do the softball game with us and the bowling with us. They're great guys. Yeah.
All right. Right on. Very cool. Okay. So we've talked about your favorite places. What's the flip side? What is that one place you will never go back and do comedy at? Tell me a story.
That's so funny you say that. There hasn't been a city that I bombed at that I hate. Like even the cities I thought I would do badly and I ended up loving, like Orlando was one of the best comedy cities I'd ever performed in. I was like, Orlando's not gonna be any good. Man, that audience was the best, absolute best audience. Trying to think. The only time
Jim says in the chat, he says, I bet it's Iraq.
I wish if I performed in Iraq, I would say Iraq if I ever made it there. But I have to tell you, even the Kuwait shows went great. The only one that didn't go well in Kuwait was the Navy show for some reason. I think I talked about this. So The Air Force show was in a real theater. The Army show was in like their cafeteria, but they set it up really, really nicely. The Navy show was outside, which first of all, comedy outside never works because the energy gets dissipated and there's no central energy. So it's already you're fighting that vibe, right? So it's outside in some sort of courtyard, and everyone's sitting on benches, so they're not comfortable. And they're all have a chip on their shoulder. I don't know why, but everyone's sitting there with their arms crossed, kind of like, is this going to be good? And then to make matters even worse, there's a volleyball game happening right off stage. So right to my stage left is a full-on volleyball game under the lights, and there's people who are literally right next to me, turned their backs to me while I'm doing stand-up, watching the volleyball game. So I'm like, what is going on? So there's like 200 people watching me, and another 40 just watching the volleyball game. And so then I started calling the game and like what's going on in the game. I just made it for like 5-6 minutes. I just was like the announcer at the volleyball game. So I was like, this is so weird that I came all the way here and you guys just won't even turn around.
I mean, it's the Navy. I mean, yeah,
It's the Navy.
It's the Navy. What are you gonna do?
That was a weird show. That was one of my least favorite shows. No offense to the Navy, it was just the way it was set up. Anyway, I'm trying to think. Oh, I did another terrible show in Syracuse. Again, this wasn't Syracuse's fault. That's a great town. It was at a hunting lodge in Skaneateles, which is outside of Syracuse, and it was a charity event with all these NFL stars, and people were paying money to go fishing with them and have dinner with them. And it was just a disaster. The sound went out. They didn't like my act. I did jokes about this, again, going to date how old the show was, but Passion of the Christ film had been out the year before.
Right.
And I was like, and I did a joke which I thought was kind of brilliant about, have you guys seen the Passion of the Christ? I thought, a lot of people asked me if it was anti-Semitic, and I said, well, if you think Jesus finally got what was coming to him, it's not anti-Semitic at all, which is a perspective joke.
Sure.
These football players didn't get the perspective. They just saw some Jew from New York telling them that Jesus finally got what was coming to them. And they were drunk anyway. They'd been drinking all day fishing. So they turned on me so fast. And all of a sudden there's like, I'm getting boos and grumbles, and I said, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, but it's about a Jewish guy gets his ass kicked in real time for an hour and a half. And judging from the looks I'm getting from this table, we're going to do a remake right out back right after this is over, which got kind of a laugh. But then one of the Jaguars linemen was on another microphone, which he happened to turn on, and he's heckling me on a mic. And now I'm heckling him. No, I lost it. I'm like, you're the worst. You just got fired from the team anyway. Da, 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 da. And now the whole audience doesn't know if this is part of the show or not.
Right.
What's going on? And this is 7 minutes into the hour I was supposed to do at this event. I really never done an hour before, but and an hour at a dinner charity event is way too long. 20 minutes at the most.
Right.
So I was like 7 minutes into this disaster, and then I got booed off stage basically, and the guy who's running the event was like, "Okay, this is done. Let's just end this." So I leave the stage, and he's like, defends me. He's like, "Hey, he came all the way from New York. He's really funny. You guys were really bad." But the worst part was not getting booed off stage. The worst part was I had to sit in the dining room with them for another 2 hours till my ride came.
Sit and stew in it, right?
I had to sit and stew with all these people, just watch me get booed off stage. That was the worst part.
Nice. That's outstanding. I did not feel bad now for the times that I bombed. Thank you.
I gave you a very short version of a very long story. Which has a lot more.
I bet. Jim from the chats wants to know, who did you do a show with that, or when you first started, who did you do a show with that made you really nervous?
I see. Like what other comics and such?
Yeah, like maybe somebody that you were coming up and.
Well, it's so funny you say that. I started. There was this teeny little room. It was a comedy room in Times Square called Gladys's Comedy Room. It doesn't exist anymore. But the year I started, it was like Gaffigan was starting that in Gladys's the same time, and a bunch of other comics. I'm trying to think who I was nervous about. There was a time in New York a bunch of years ago where I had to follow Louis C.K. at this very big show. I was supposed to go on. Louis came on, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Louis C.K.'s here," and he performed, and then he did great, and then I had to go on after. I was a little nervous about that. Oh, I also, you know what was made me sort of nervous? A couple years ago, I performed at the Kennedy Center, and that was kind of nerve-wracking because the people at the Kennedy Center wanted to know every word I was going to say. So what they did was they did something sort of sneaky where they were like, we're going to have a teleprompter, a giant teleprompter at the other end of the theater, and give us your act that you're going to say, and we'll put it in, we'll type it in the teleprompter so you don't have to memorize anything, just read it. And then as soon as I did that, they're like, we can't say this, you can't say this, and you can't say this. I was like, oh, I see. You just wanted to know what I was going to say so
Right.
you could censor it. I get it. I did a couple of the jokes anyway.
Smart.
But they was like just to see what would happen, and they went over okay. They got a little half a clap and half a groan, you know. But so that was nerve-wracking because it was at the what do you call it? The honors, the Kennedy Center honors. It was the Mark Twain Prize.
Oh, okay.
And Julia Louis-Dreyfus was getting the Mark Twain Prize. So they had me kind of open the show before the TV taping to do like a great comedy set to sort of get everyone hyped, whatever, you know. So I saw as I'm walking out on stage, like all the celebrities that were there to present her, like everyone, when you get the Mark Twain Prize, everyone gives a speech, like a funny speech of like, this is how great they are. So all those people like Seinfeld and Colbert and Julia are all watching the monitor, like watching me as I walk off stage. I see them watching the monitor. I'm like, God damn, they're all gonna be watching this. And not only that, I have to be great. And I've never performed at the Kennedy Center, and I have no idea what's gonna happen or how weird this audience is gonna be. So not only did I not know how weird the audience is gonna be, because it's all like middle-aged white people, you know.
Sure.
And then all those other people are sitting there watching. I don't know. That was kind of nerve. I gotta tell you, that was. Sure. I was like, try to not think about it. I was like, just do your best, have fun, relax, and don't think about it. But I gotta tell you, I was at a point. This happened a year or two ago. I was at a point where I was like able to do that, where I was able to be like, oh, I can get past this. I can do my best and not worry about who's watching. But many years before that, it would have freaked me out.
Sure.
But I'm lucky at a point where I was like, it doesn't really matter. It's in my head, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and it's interesting you're talking about, you know, it doesn't really matter, because I've watched a lot of your stuff, and even on your social media stuff, like you have put on some outrageous outfits.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously we promoted the show with the picture of you in like the baby outfit.
That's all. A lot of that stuff is all Tonight Show bits.
Right. I'm curious. Maybe one of the most famous is the Wonder Woman outfit. I'm sure this is something you've talked about a ton.
I haven't talked about it that much.
Really? Because I'm fascinated by this.
I mean, I'll tell you the origin of it if you're interested.
Please.
There's not much to it. I mean, I've been doing stand-up in New York for a few years, but kind of casually. I was more doing theater. I was like trying to pursue theater. And I was doing stand-up like here and there, just because I love the art of it and just kind of getting my chops together and figuring out how to do it in New York, but it wasn't my focus. And I was at a party at a friend's apartment, and they put on the Josie and the Pussycats theme. Now, I'm old enough to remember the old cartoon, the Saturday morning cartoon, Josie and the Pussycats, which has a sick opening theme song. If anyone doesn't know it, Google it, go check it out on YouTube. There's several versions of it. It's a great song. And I guess I was sort of lit at this party, and I started just going crazy doing this dance, this like wacky dance to the song, and everyone's laughing and whatever. And I wasn't trying to be funny. I was just really digging it, right?
Just being you.
Just being me. Just really digging it, having fun. And everyone's like, you got to do that on stage. And I was like, dude, what on stage? Like what you just did. I was like, well, there's no context. Let me just do it on stage. It doesn't make sense. It's not funny. Like, trust me to be funny. Trust me. So I was like, all right. So after that, I started opening with it. I would just come out and do the Josie and the Pussycats dance, and then I'd go into an act. Really non sequitur, kind of absurdist and fun, right? And then I realized the window of people that know what that song is very small. There's like, it only was on for like a year or so, and you have to be exact right age to get the joke of that song. So I was like, what's another song I could do a dance to where I could also have a costume? You know, that'd be a fun costume. So I got the TV show theme show disc. There's a TV show theme song disc. And I listened to every song, and the Wonder Woman theme song is insanely fun. Bow, 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 Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. It's a great danceable number. It's high energy, lots of bass, very 70s. So I was like, this is a great song to dance to. It's only a minute and a half. And I got a Wonder Woman outfit, and I just made that my opening number.
But why do you have a Wonder Woman outfit?
Well, originally, what's so funny you say that is I borrowed it from this other female comedian I know. She was like, here's what happened. I made one. I like physically handmade one that was like really badly made. It was like part of the joke is that it was like falling apart and badly made. So I sewed one together that was terrible. And I did it at this other show a couple times. I was starting to do a weekly comedy show at this point that I was hosting and performing in. And I wasn't hosting, but I was a producer of it, and I was performing it. And this other actress was like, you should just borrow my suit, because this one you have is not working for you. This one you made is terrible. You should borrow mine. So this female comic I know let me borrow it, and I used it all the time. I had it for years. I had it for like 3 or 4 years. So she was like, I need my Wonder Woman costume back. She finally called me and was like, we need to do this. So I gave her her costume back, and then I went to a store, and I bought the exact same one that she had. And that's the one I've been using ever since.
I'm scared to ask if you guys are a similar size, because I can imagine.
Well, the joke is I got the small as a joke because it's supposed to be ill-fitting.
Right.
So I don't know what size I would be, but I wear the small.
I'm just curious. After having it for so many years, what was the return like? I mean, I'm sure it wasn't the same condition you borrowed it in.
Oh, to give hers back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little worn. It was a little worn. She didn't complain about it. It was way different than when I got it.
I would think after 3 years, at that point, it's like it's public property. Like, it's yours now. I don't want that back.
Yeah, no, I thought she would just give it to me. No, she wanted it back.
Collector's item now, I guess.
But now it's the one that I bought has been. I mean, I really wore it into the ground because I would host burlesque in New York for like twice a month for years and years and years, just for fun, because it was always late night, and I would do crowd work for 2 hours. You know, those shows are really bawdy and fun. And I'd always do the Wonder Woman dance every single time to sort of open the show, because at a burlesque show it really works.
Sure.
And but so that outfit's been worn to the ground, but I did it on the Tonight Show, and I brought in the outfit, and the wardrobe department refurbished it. They put new elastic in. Nice. They put little like gold piping on it. They sewed up all the holes. So now I feel like it has like a second life.
Oh, very nice. And speaking of the Tonight Show, I saw the clip where you got to perform the dance in front of Wonder Woman herself, right. Gal Gadot.
The time we did it. That's the time I'm talking about. The one time we did it, because I had done the dance with Jimmy on tour.
Right.
So I did a little tour with Jimmy and a bunch of other comics, Nate Bargatze and Nick Thune and Julie McCullough. And so I would open with the dance, and then I would do my act in the outfit and then leave. So we saw the dance a number of times. And then it was like 2-3 years later, we had Gal Gadot on the show. And he was like, we're gonna surprise her with that.
you're
like,
gonna dance, monkey.
We're gonna do it. And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, trust me, it's gonna be funny. So they played Box of Lies, and whoever was going to end up, whether she won or lost,
that was the prize or the punishment.
That was the prize, yeah.
Or the punishment if she lost. And I gotta say, for you guys, if you haven't seen the clip, man, you guys got to go see the clip. From my perspective, she really couldn't take her eyes off you.
She liked it.
I mean,
she was funny. She had a really bad back that day, and she was on a lot of painkillers because she talked about it in the interview. So she was, but despite the fact that she couldn't really move and was on a lot of painkillers, she was such a good sport and so fun, and was like kind of bewildered and kind of intrigued at the same time.
Yeah.
But we took a bunch of pictures backstage after the bit was over. She was really pleased.
She seems like a very sweet lady. She's
fun. She's a fun-loving person. Yeah.
Question.
One other thing about that. Oh,
yeah.
The hard part about that was that that song is 1:35, and for years and years and years, I've choreographed that number to within an inch of its life at 1:35. Like, I know how the dance goes, but that we don't have that kind of time. TV times, that's a lot of time. So they're like, we're gonna cut it down to 45 seconds. So I was like, what? We're gonna re-edit the song, and we're gonna cut it down to 45 seconds. So I was like, okay, send me the re-edit, because now I have to re-choreograph it. So that was the weirdest part, was having to re-choreograph it and then remember what it was for the one time I have to do it in that new timing. And I changed it right before I walked on stage.
Mm.
Right before I went on stage, I was like, I changed the order of the choreography. Anyway, it worked out fine. But that was
Yeah.
a hard.
It's funny that you say choreographed because I mean, no offense when I say watching the dance
Yeah.
looks like it is spur of the moment.
Right. It looks like it's spur of the moment, spontaneous fun.
Yeah.
And that's how it started.
Right.
It started that way. And then I started realizing, oh, there's lots of moments in the music and moments in the song and moments in the lyrics you have to hit. So then you had to realize I have to do this move to hit this beat and this move to hit this beat. So eventually it got to be choreographed to make it at maximum fun.
Yeah, you got to hit the twirl at some point.
At some point, yeah, like
that's
there's
just
things you got to hit and the timing has to be right. So yeah, after a while, like, I found the choreography was the best way to go with it, to like have it be kind of the same every single time.
Sure.
But then for that one time with 45 seconds, they recut the song too, so the song was different. Different, had different sections and shorter, and section was out, and so it was a little harder. That was the hardest part.
That's funny.
I'd say the hardest thing I ever did, because I did a lot of it, especially in late night on that show. Tons of characters and stunts and da-da-da. But diving into a pool of ice cream was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Really?
One of the two things.
Why is
the
that?
second one was on a different show. But at the Fallon show, I forgot what the bit was. I even totally forgot what it was. But they had this giant kiddie pool of ice cream, vanilla ice cream. And we did it during rehearsal, and I had no idea what it was going to be like. I never dived into a vat of
Sure.
ice. So I dived into a vat of ice cream. It is so painful. It's so cold, and I'm in like a little bathing suit, and my whole surrounded by ice cream. It's like you're getting tattooed everywhere on your body at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's like little pins and pricks and like needles. I'm like, oh my God. And then I had to sit in the vat while the rest of the sketch unfolds. Right? So I was like, I finally got out. I was like, that was so painful. I can't believe I have to do that now for the show. Because that was
the rehearsal, yeah.
So the crew was really nice. The crew was like, we'll try and warm it up for you as much as we can. So they're stirring the ice cream for like 2 hours between rehearsal and show to like get it warmed up, so it wouldn't be as frozen, be like more like melted. But even slightly melted ice cream is still cold.
Yeah, of course.
So they had to make it look like ice cream too, so it couldn't be too melted. Anyway, that was so hard, knowing how painful it was going to be, yet still having to dive into it.
Yeah, that's all you, buddy. I'm out. They got a question from Ice. Have you ever had a comedian bomb on stage with you? So not like you, but necessarily someone that you're performing with, and they bomb, and like, how do you recover it?
I mean,
the energy.
All the time. Like very regularly, someone else doesn't do well, and whether I'm hosting or not hosting, you don't really make a thing of it unless it was a bomb in such a way that it really changed the mood of the room, where like they said something offensive, or like they got in a fight with an audience member, or if they were just bad, you just move on. Like, the best thing to do to get the room back, if you're a host, is that what you're asking? Is like, and say, well, that was da da da, and you give them a little round of applause. Maybe if you're good friends with him, you can make a joke about one of his jokes, like, I thought that was gonna work, or da da da. Or you can make fun of the audience, like, you guys didn't understand, that guy's brilliant, da da da. But just change, like, do a reset, like, talk to the audience, be like, hey, what was up with you, and da da, do you think this is, and then get a different vibe, get a laugh going with an audience, like, or do your own 3 jokes, like, here's 3 jokes that I have about something else. Like, you have to do like a good 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of something else to get the room vibing again.
A palate cleanser, so to speak.
You have to do a palate cleanser before you get the next person on.
Huh.
Yes.
Right on.
That's the host.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't make fun of the person necessarily. Terrible idea. I mean, you're all part of the same camaraderie of comics, unless you're good friends with them.
Right.
I've definitely seen people make fun of someone who bombed if they're friends. I mean, like, I've had people do that to me a ton of times. Some people I'm friends with, but I like didn't like that they did it in the way that they did it.
Right.
But I can't complain because I've done it to other people.
I mean, it's part of those unwritten rules of comedy. Like, that certain times you don't step on someone else's joke. You don't You don't play off somebody else is doing.
Right. Okay. I mean, I've definitely done it. I mean, there's a bit I do pretty regularly. If someone does something particularly weird that's only they would ever do, that the audience is not liking particularly, and if I'm pretty decent friends with that person, I'll come up after them, if I'm going up after them or whatever, and say, I'm a little annoyed. Whoever just did all my jokes, but that's all I prepared, so you're going to do it. And then I do a half-assed version of all the terrible stuff that didn't go over that they just did, which is a great way to reassess their act. And they get kind of, I don't know, rejuvenated or redeemed in a way. But then you can move on. You only have to do it for like a minute, and then you can move on to something else.
Right, play on what they were doing.
Yeah, a little bit. But if you're friends with them, it works.
All right, right on. So man, we're running short on time, and I have no, not at all. I love it, and I have so much I want to ask you, and you have such a vast amount of experience. Since 2009, you've been doing. You've been working on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. You're doing for people that don't understand kind of what goes into a taping like that. You're the guy that comes out. You warm up the crowd, right? Yeah. You're the resident comedian. You're the guy that makes the audience ready and in the right mind frame and to be in the show. What is that versus a typical, hey, I'm on at 10 at the Chuckle Hut. You know what I mean? Like,
very different. I mean, it's a different animal. I mean, like people, you're going to do a set, you walk out, you do your set. And this is even more, I mean, even a general stand-up is like, it's a dialogue between you and the audience. You and the audience have a back and forth vibe. Whether it feels like a monologue, it's not. It's like you and them and da-da-da-da. Like they're part of the conversation is just sort of laughing and you're playing off their energy. But it's even more so as warm-up because you're controlling their energy. You're changing the energy. You're changing the energy in the room. It goes from like a room where everyone just sat down and maybe they're watching like a highlight reel to like, what's everyone doing? How are we doing? Like, let's get everyone, it's less about being funny at first and more about let's get all these strangers in a cohesive vibe that we're all focusing together and concentrating together. And we're all going to act as one person, even though we're like 100 different people who have different tastes and different styles and from different places, but let's all act as one person. So it's really about getting everyone as a collective unit thinking together and then get everyone laughing together, get everyone being on the same page and on the same vibe. It's just more of that than like, look how funny I am at first. And then once we're on the same vibe, you can be funny. Like the way we do it at Tonight Show is I come out, I talk to the audience, I do a little jokes, but it's more about just like what's going to happen at the show, who's going to be on. And then the Roots come out and do a song. And then after that, I just do crowd work till we're ready to go. So which is the normal way a lot of warm-up TV shows work.
Sure.
And so that's really when it starts to be funny. And you're engaged. And you're not only is it going to be funny, but you're engaged in the audience to talk and participate. And now they're part of the show. And now it's spontaneous and this guy behind them. So like so it's less of like, here's my jokes about my life. It's more like, we are really in a real dialogue and you guys are part of this and you're participating and you're feeling invested in it.
Sure. It almost comes off as improv, right? Like the audience participation, that going back and forth.
I'm improvising with them. Like today, we had a while on stage and there was these high school girls from this weird high school in Jersey City. And I was just asking them questions about their weird high school they go to. There's no sports. There's a mascot, but there's no sports. There's like no anything. They don't have anything. The cafeteria is in a basement. Anyway, so I was asking them questions about their school, and they were just telling me funny answers, and I was just making, funny comments about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what they were going to say. I didn't know what my comments were going to be until it happened.
Right. It's very in the moment. Kaz says it was a cool interview because he had no idea so much was involved. There's so much that
I'm just talking about my part. There's so much involved in the show. Like,
right.
I mean, you have so many cogs in that wheel to make that 1 hour TV happen. I mean, all the set department and the painting and the building of the sets and the lighting guys and the sound department's a giant department. Sound alone is a giant department. Lighting is a giant department. Electrics is a department. The set crew is a department. And that's just the guys on the floor. Then there's like the booking staff, the research staff, the the segment producer staff,
props,
I mean, that's
all the
thing.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, especially Tonight Show is heavy on the props too. He loves all
have a big prop department.
Yeah,
our prop department's very good, and we do cue cards. We have a cue card department.
There's so much involved there. I mean,
so many people.
We could talk about this for days. We got a few minutes left. Seth, I want to thank you for your time. Let the people know, where can they find you?
Here, baby.
World exclusive. Here he is. He's on the show. But I'll give you a minute to promote just yourself. Where can people follow you? Where can they find you? What can they see you on? So that way these guys can find you, man.
Instagram, Seth Zog, SETHZOG. There's also the Sweetest Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Sweetest Pod is where the podcast stuff is done, and the Zog on Twitter. The Zog on Twitter and Seth Zog on Instagram is where I post most of my stuff.
That's good. And then thesethherzog.com. They can find.
Yeah, I have SethHerzog.com. For some reason, it didn't work. So my web builder has thesethherzog.com, which I think is pretentious, but that's where it is right now.
You have to. When you're the guy, you have to.
I'm trying to change it. I don't like it.
But yeah, man, we definitely have to have you back again, because I mean, I have so many questions about. I mean, you've done voiceover work, you've done stuff for IFC, you've done stuff on Comedy Central at midnight. Like, there's so many things that I find fascinating about what your experience and what you've done. So yeah, we'll definitely have you back. I'm gonna toss it to break here. Don't leave me just yet.
Right.
Guys, we're gonna take a short break. When we get back, have a second screen, because we're gonna be playing games, and I need you, the audience, to participate. So I'm gonna toss the break. I'm gonna say goodbye to Seth here. This has been Seth Herzog, guys. Check him out. He's awesome.
Thanks for listening.
Absolutely, guys. We'll be right back after this short break.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio. Call the show now at 415-889-8367. The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, everybody, we are back. And just in case you thought I forgot about our boy, I didn't. He's here. He's here. He's with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to reintroduce you guys to our man. What's up, Radar?
What's up? Hey, guys.
It was Radar all along. He's been in the background. What's going on, bud?
Not much, buddy. How are you?
We're doing things a little different tonight, ain't we?
We are, but you know what? It's probably good that way, though.
You think so?
Yeah, because let's be honest, Seth Herzog was way funnier than I am. So might as well start out with him. I mean, I don't know, but it's kind of shitty for me because it's a hard act to follow.
It's a hard act to follow, man. I absolutely at 100%. And you know how I know this? Because I actually had to follow Seth Herzog on stage once. It's
Why
not
would you
fun.
do that? That sounds dumb. I'm like, nah, he's like good. I'm out.
I didn't have a choice. I wasn't given a choice, but that's all right.
Like all I got's dick jokes and like fucking maybe some like dead baby jokes, but I feel like that's not appropriate.
Yeah.
most things. So I stay back.
So okay.
But you just like pros. I'm just fat.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyway.
So we are gonna play some games. Hopefully, you guys have had a chance. Bring your second screen experience. However, you're seeing me right here, me and Radar. You're gonna need a second screen so you can play along at home. We'll give you a code, and you'll use that to join the game. But before we do that,
yes,
Radar wants to bring something up. So Radar, the floor is yours, sir.
Well, okay, so we have to cut the cord basically, and I keep getting all these things now for Disney Plus, all these ads and shit when you log onto Roku, and they're pushing. And I'm sure people have seen this. It's an animated series for Star Wars franchise. And what was it called again? I don't remember.
The Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch. Yes. Thoughts.
Computer animated.
Okay. It's not live action.
Right.
Ergo
non-live action. That's the new title.
Ergo, I generally don't get interested in non-live action.
I got you.
Shows. Was that me?
No, that was me.
All right then. I was like
pushing buttons. Pushing buttons.
So that's where I'm at. The Biscuit Batch. Yes.
You're such a bitch. Meow.
I don't know. Like, what? Okay, couple questions. One, and I know Star Wars is different than the MCU, but is that considered canon in a lot of?
It is 100% canon. So basically, to understand, real quick, when Disney acquired the rights to the Star Wars franchise, they basically made a declaration that anything we put out from this point forward is considered canon, and anything except like the movies, the trilogies, are no longer canon. So like obviously the original prequel, the follow-up sequel, prequel, and all that, and then everything from that moment is canon. So all like the books and the games and all the different things were no longer considered canon. They fall under the legacy, whatever you want to call it, the Star Wars legacy. So it's previously canon, no longer canon. But yes, so the Bad Batch follows
because they've done similar things with the MCU.
Right. Yeah.
Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not considered canon.
Yeah. See, that is a sticky point for a lot of Marvel fans, because is it canon? Is it not canon? Basically now, if it's wasn't made by Disney Plus, it's kind of not canon, but it is. I like to, in my own fantasy world, I like to believe that it was canon, but that due to the branching timelines, it is no longer part of our timeline.
The main timeline canon.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
Okay.
It exists in another universe.
With Loki coming up, right?
Right.
That's going to be kind of our first real delve into that.
Yeah. And there's been some speculation that they might even between Loki messing with timelines and then also Doctor Strange, which we know is going to do multiverse. There's been some low-key rumors that there might be appearances by like the Netflix Defenders series people, or obviously like the Spider-Man is bringing in elements from the old Spider-Man universes. So who's to say what is or isn't canon anymore? At this point, it's all canon, and none of it's canon. That's the way I look at it.
Well, and that's kind of okay. I'm not as big into Star Wars as I want to say as I once was.
Sure.
I was a lot more into it as a younger tot.
Right.
When I was Private Radar, I was more into it. But I just I don't know. Like that's why I was kind of curious with. I know we've talked about the animated series and some of it's canon, some of it's not. They kind of do this, they kind of do that, blah 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 blah. I just didn't know if it was even worth watching. You know what I mean?
From what I've heard,
kind of random bullshit, they're like, "Oh, it's a cool story."
No, this is a continuation. So, like, if you watch the Attack of the Clones series, and then there was the Rebels series, this is a continuation off of those series. So, like, remember back in the 90s when they did like the Batman animated show, and then there was kind of a follow up Batman and Robin show, and then there was like a follow up to the like there was a Batman Beyond, and then there was like the follow up Justice League, and they were all kind of in the same timeline, but not the same show. Kind of like that, where
it kind of just made shows to fill time. I felt like in some of that, and I think that's kind of what turned me off to some of this. Was it felt like there was no congruity to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like it was just like, and honestly, one could kind of argue that with The Mandalorian, when it first it wasn't chronological in any way. It just kind of like. They kind of like, this is a good idea. It wasn't not a story, you know what I mean? But it was like they're telling a story that kind of had its own branch,
right?
You know what I mean? And so, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with that. I think The Mandalorian's a fine show. I rather enjoy it. But I also like when it was like some of those cartoon shits from like the '90s, the late '90s. That's kind of where I actually got turned off, especially to Star Wars. When it started, there was a bunch of that kind of stuff, and I was more nerdy then than I am now as far as that stuff goes. But I had a couple friends. I mean, I like it. I don't dislike it, or I'll be on the show like this /thumb. But what I kind of did actually with that stuff. But my friends would be like, "Oh, well, this was fucking," and there would be like arguments over this fucking cartoon or some that didn't fucking matter. I'm like, dude, we're like Marines now. We shouldn't be fighting over cartoons anymore.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We're going to continue this discussion, but while we're doing it, guys, because I know people are waiting, let me do this. Whoa, that's I'm gonna cut that music here.
Cut the music.
There we go. So go to jackbox.tv, enter room code KNGR to join our gaming session. We're gonna play a couple different games. First one up, the was it murder, mystery, trivia, something.
Get my shit going.
We got cousin. But now you were saying about how it's I do think that it's worth a watch. I do think that they're expanding the universe, and we've talked about this before. I think there's more interesting stuff out in the Star Wars universe other than Jedi and Sith. And I've thoroughly enjoyed watching other things. I enjoyed what was it? The prequel, the Rogue One. And I mean, as much as people didn't really like the Solo movie, it brought something different. Obviously The Mandalorian is great. So, I think that, it is.
Well, I mean, okay, like The Mandalorian, okay? And I know they try to fit it in with like everything else, blah, 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 especially burning the bride and Luke Skywalker at the end of it. But spoiler alert, he's in the end of it. But I mean, like, I almost kind of looked at it as like a standalone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I just kind of it had some characters that were in other things too, but I just kind of like, oh, it's just standalone with Baby Yoda, whatever his name, Grogu or some shit. It's fucking Baby Yoda. Sorry about it. But I mean, let's be honest. I just kind of was like, oh, let's just kind of hang out and watch it and enjoy it for being a show. That's where I get back to. That's make it good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And I think, and I know like that attitude works and doesn't work, especially when it comes to like the MCU stuff. Like, so we argument, you know, we can acknowledge that some of the MCU films are better than others. Sure. Right.
Sure.
But for the most part, they're good standalone, but they also tell part of a bigger picture. Right.
Of course.
Whereas this maybe to me isn't as exciting about it. And I guess that's just kind of, like I said, if it wasn't even canon, I wasn't going to try to fucking watch it. This is just dumb. This is some bullshit. I don't even care like where it's trying to fit. I don't watch cartoons. My kids do. There's me being a boomer. Sorry about it.
All right, well, guys, we're gonna kick this off. So far, there's only 4 of us. I expected more. Come on, let's see if we can't get one more guy, one more gal, jump in. I know I see a couple of y'all out there. Scott, Captain Wayne.
Yeah.
What you got going on that you can't join us? We got CQ, we got Kaz, we got Radar, we got TJ. I'm getting people telling me they wish they could join.
Why can't they just get on your phone? I guess everyone's got a phone in their dick scanners.
I don't know. Well, and I get it. Like if you're watching us on your phone, like I totally get that it'd be hard to also play on your phone. But
I'm in the gym and only have phone. Okay, Scott.
Oh yeah, I got you, Scott.
Dude, he's in the gym. He's doing better than me. My fat is in my basement.
we got JR. Is that Junior? Oh, could that be Radar Junior?
No, maybe.
Little Radar?
He's in Germany. Baby Radar? Private Radar?
Baby Radar?
Baby Radar is probably at her mom's house. Private Radar is probably in Germany.
All right, we'll give it 20 more seconds, and then we're gonna kick this thing off because I want to get a couple rounds in. Oh, look at that! Oh, we got Mike, Mad Mike in the house. All right.
So you're asking for one more. We got 2. Dog.
Look at that. There we go. Let's get this started. And
this is so weird.
Play some games.
3 computer screens, and I have my phone on. This is ridiculous.
I think Joshua Ramos is calling you daddy.
Whoa, that was loud.
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die. Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. Jets in the air, and there's free coffee in the lobby. Only one of you will survive, and I hope that one survivor will keep us in mind for their future vacation needs. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
What turns a lady into a swan in Swan Lake?
Ooh.
Use your device to answer the question.
I don't fucking know. Any of these.
Kind of guessing.
Guessing my ass off. I don't know about anybody else, but.
Time's almost up.
Captain Wayne says number 4.
Maybe.
Oh,
what was it?
Number 4.
Was it number 4? God, that's so dumb.
Yes.
I picked the pair.
All right. The Killing Room.
Cause didn't even answer. It's a fucking bounce you. What?
These are precious family treasures I give away as punishments. Pick a box and keep what's inside.
Choose a gift.
Well, you have to pick a box.
It's a dick in a box. Sorry.
Pick a box,
I'm picking
ladies and
one.
gentlemen.
Oh, I tried to pick one as someone else already picked. Sorry about it.
TJ, JR. Is the 4 the canon answer, though? That's the real question. Hey, Scott.
Right on.
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. All right, TJ is just going to get murderized out there. Just beat.
Uh-oh, you found my dad's hat. Just know this, Dad. There's no way I'm gonna let you survive this game. That's not a threat. That's a promise.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Someone's calling you Daddy, Radar.
Comfortable with silence, so I talk during elevator
Whatever.
rides.
It's fine.
All right. Let's have some fun.
Let's try another one. What hammer has a textured striking surface to create patterns in victims?
I mean,
patterns in
masonry.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, I think I know this one. I believe I know the correct answer. I believe.
I don't know if I got that one right or not. I know which two it isn't.
Time's running out.
It's MC Hammer. That's right.
This.
No. Oh wow, it was a bush hammer.
God damn it. Why can't I ever just guess one right?
Wow. I really thought I knew the answer.
Ah, the lost art of letter writing.
Bitch, if I know Jackbox. Well, that's you know what, Scott, that's better than getting a call from the freaking from the county saying you now owe child support on some kid you didn't know you had. So,
Okay, starting letter now. Dear dog owners, what is it like to feel unconditional love in spite of all of your human flaws? I bet it is really nice. How do you feel about having to pick up dog poop? I suspect that is the best part. Time's up. Okay, now I'm just going to do a quick editorial review of your work. And here's how you did.
Oh,
Did not take this job seriously.
crushed it.
I mean, one of you wrote this.
Oh, I'm glad you cursed it.
Trying?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Matthew.
That's all right. We'll get him the next game.
You're back. The end of your life isn't the end of your participation.
That's right.
And you just might
Yeah, Matthew.
life force and win the game.
Hey, at least you're still alive, Raider.
Barely.
And you have a nice hat. 2 nice hats.
I do. Yeah, I have a Doblo's hat.
What is the product of mass and velocity?
Product
Whatever the other guy.
of mass
Russian.
and velocity?
Oh.
Velocity.
Kyle's probably knows this one.
I mean...
I know what it's
Yeah! I totally knew the answer.
I
On purpose.
Refuse to acknowledge the reality, but you're right, father. Come with me.
I got it. I accidentally got it.
Loser wheel time.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Spin it. It's fun.
Death by ice? Uh-oh.
This is nobody's favorite game.
Oh, come on, Radar. You can live. Oh!
Why I like the loser wheel so much.
So close.
I'll kill you, Daddy.
That's fine. It's whatever. It's not my hat.
Just because you're dead doesn't mean that hat has to leave the game. There's a wheel on your
So
controller
on.
right now, and you have a few seconds in between.
Who do I want to wheel my hat to?
You gotta do it fast.
Yep.
Ugh, fine. CQ, you can have the hat.
No! The hat's a bad
Ooh.
thing. Don't give me the
Whatever.
hat.
Too late. Bye. See you.
Cherished possessions
Sorry, it's on a fancy black and gold CQ hat.
just won't go away.
I got a hat already.
Yep. Well, now you got a cooler one.
Oh,
You're
no.
welcome. But you don't have it on.
Yeah, my guy has it on. Death hat.
One player is left alive. We'll go to the final round.
There he goes. All right.
Next question. Which of these Shakespearean characters is not also a common noun?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. 100%. I realized that as soon as I pressed it. Damn it.
It's the hat.
The hat. The hat's poison. Puck, Viola, Hamlet, or Oberon. Yep. God damn it. As soon as I pressed the button, I knew it was wrong.
My dad. I want to show you something.
Oh, I fucked up, actually.
Let's see who has ESP. Type in an answer that fits this category. Everyone else will answer too. And if anyone matches you, you die.
Oh.
Write your answers now.
What current Tonight Show host of I don't know if I spelled it right.
Oh my god. I'm definitely gonna lose this. I can only think of like the most recent one.
Time's almost up.
Oh man. I think the delay is a real
Right,
issue.
I told you there's a delay to it. It kind of fucks with you a little bit.
Yeah.
So predictable, so fatal.
Damn it, Radar!
What?
You got me killed.
Well, sorry about it.
You're
It's the hat.
You're the one
The
that.
hat got you killed.
Oh no.
Only one of you is still alive. You know what that means.
Alright. Now that there's only one person alive. Time to go.
If you're alive,
Damn it, I got money. You get monies though still. I don't understand how this thing works. I thought when you were dead, you were dead.
Oh, because you can come back here in the end and win.
Oh yeah.
type each answer that fits the category and then press submit.
I won't, but I mean,
Let's see the right answers. You move forward one space for each correct answer.
What is that sound?
Well,
I don't know. I think it's my kids upstairs being bugs. Usually we're talking, so you can't hear any noise.
Yeah.
you'll steal your life force. Then they can try to escape and win the game.
Alright.
Here's everyone's next question.
Alright, this is our chance to get back in.
To help them catch up to you. Time is almost up.
Oh,
Moving on.
that's surprising.
Aesop's Fables.
Yeah, these questions are tough.
Yeah, these are fucking dumb, dude. These are fucking dumb, dude.
Here comes the next question.
Come on.
Kentucky Derby winners.
On. Come on.
Dumb, dude. Where did he get these questions from? I feel like California Chrome is made up. Just saying, it sounds made up to me.
Uh-oh.
It's only darkness.
Uh-oh.
Of
Radar.
course. Dude, that's fucking dumb. Annette Funicello. I don't even know who Annette Funicello is. That sounds dumb. Submit all. Bye, dude.
Bye. See ya.
Bye, dude. I'm pretty sure
Uh-oh.
I'm dead now.
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure about it.
Uh-oh. Mad Mike is alive!
Time to make friends with the darkness.
God, that's a good one.
Jesus fucking. This is dumb, dude. I give up. Well, I don't have a choice but to give up, do I?
Oh, wait, no. God damn it. I always answer, and then I realize I fucked it up.
Hungry? Words in the preamble of the Constitution. Hungry? Really? Hungry?
I mean, give us your hungry. You're tired, you're poor.
No, that's not.
That's not it.
But I feel like probably Thomas Jefferson wasn't hangry when he wrote any of these things. So I'm so hangry. I'm hangry at the British. Stranger. Have you watched Stranger Things? Did you watch that?
Like I watched the first 2 seasons and I fell off.
There's more than one season?
Yeah, it's 4.
Really? There's 4 seasons now? Where have I been?
Yeah.
Not watching Stranger Things.
I think the
apparently.
the fourth one's about to come out. I know there's 3,
Oh.
and then the 4th one's about to come out.
Monsters Who Fought Godzilla. I don't know any of those.
Oh, it's a
Who
dead
you would-
heat.
Pookie would know the answer to this one.
Nocturnal animals.
I mean,
Oh, look at that. Look at you guys go.
this
They're
is-
so much smarter than we are.
they. I'm in a.
Yeah, but you still have that stupid hat on.
Oh God.
Hmm?
Oh God. Oh God. No, cuz! Don't you dare pass me.
You need a perfect answer for your final escape. And that includes the third answer choice now, too.
God, Kaz is so smart. He should have his own show. Wait,
I should have a trivia show.
Kaz should have a show.
Oh no! I'm so.
The 12 Apostles. That's only 3 of them.
Oh my God.
I don't even know if those are names. God, I'm so dumb at these things. Oh, Kaz at the glass ceiling.
Did I win it? I think I won.
Why couldn't I have got this one? 3-syllable words. I bet I could have figured that one out. I bet I could figure out what a 3-syllable word is.
Oh man.
Wow.
I will be a
What'd you get?
I'll be a gracious winner.
I'm not.
I'll be a gracious winner. Thank you guys. Thank you.
I want to thank all the little people who made this
I
possible.
want to thank all you little people that made it possible to dominate. Uh-oh.
Oh, hello.
You survived. You got. See, you were bitching about it.
Wait,
Look at
wait,
me.
wait.
My game that I
What?
worked so hard on, but
What's
I
happening?
can make up whatever rules I want. So to truly win, you have to answer this.
Uh-oh.
Maybe if you ever sat down and watched my favorite movie with me, you would know this. But to which country does Anne Hathaway inherit the throne in The
Oh, no.
Princess Diaries? Oh, this should be an easy one, right, Dad?
Oh no.
Oh no, that sounds dumb.
Oh no. I don't recall.
Mm, 3 sounds right, but I don't know. 1 or 3. Pretty sure about it.
I'm going 1 Andorra. No!
Was it 3?
It was 3 Genovia.
That was one of those 2. This is what I do, dude. I know it's one of the 2, and I fucking always pick the wrong one.
I mean, sheesh.
Damn.
Speaking of killing you,
Aw, that stupid hat got me in the end.
You know what though? But no. You got an achievement for winning wearing that hat. Did you not see that?
Yes, but
You're welcome. You got a
I
rare
died.
achievement. Dude.
But I died in the end.
What?
Womp 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 womp. All right, guys. Yeah, sorry about the. There seems to be a bit of lag.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I can improve that on my end.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would like to, but I'm not sure how.
Yeah, start of my life.
Yeah. It's supposed to. I even bought a device The Elgato capture card. It's supposed to have like the lowest amount of lag time there is. All right, let's here. Let me switch this over, and I'm gonna get us into a different game. Maybe they're
All right, one that's not as dumb.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yes, maybe one that's not as dumb.
I
Thank
mean,
you
not to
guys
put it
for
that
playing.
way, but I'm just saying, like, don't put that.
We got time for one or two more games.
People, it's not hard. I don't want to be. I don't want. Dude, I've been
Okay,
working on
okay. Here you go. Here you go. This is not a trivia game. I give you two choices. I give you two choices, and you guys in the chat can weigh in. We've got Joke Boat, where you're basically playing as a comedian on a cruise. So you have to come up with I don't know if you have to come up with punchlines or jokes or something. Or there's
What are your other
Dictionarium. Dictionarium, which allows you to invent words or phrases. So you get to enter your own I guess, like, they'll say a word, or you come up with a word for a definition, or a definition for a word, something along those lines. So if anybody wants, what do you say, Radar? What do you say? Joke Boat or Dictionarium?
Those are my only two options.
Those are your two options. Pick one. Or die.
Dictionarium.
Okay, I got Mike in the chats voting for Joke Boat. I got Radar saying Dictionarium. Next vote is the tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen. Nail-biting stuff right here. This is riveting
yes,
internet radio.
This is going to come out so well on the podcast tomorrow. We're going to have the world's shittiest podcast. It was just like a really funny guy, and then some fat idiot came on, and then they played video games. But, oh, no.
All right, Mike, oh my God. So now we're splitting because Mike goes back and says Dictionarium, but we got Joshua says joke. So we're doing Joke Boat, ladies and gentlemen.
No, hey, what's Cosmo?
Joke Boat it is. We're going to play some Joke Boat. So once again, go to jackbox.tv and the code is is HVBK.
HVBK.
Let's move it, people.
Or no, hey, oops, I put in wrong. HVK. Yeah. All right.
Oh, hey, there's a microphone there. I probably shouldn't hit it. God, it's my first day. Sorry about it. Sit back and relax. You know what I hate about this, though, too? And it's not just on our thing, but, like, I have to, like, keep touching my phone or it fucking, like, logs me out of it.
Yeah. I mean, you can change that in the settings.
I know, but that sounds hard.
All right. So we got four of us. I don't know if... Oh, it was my head. Sorry, my head was blocking the... My little logo is blocking the thing. My bad. It was H. So we got Radar, we got JR, we got CQ, we got Mad Mike, and we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it.
We're gonna roll with 4, huh?
Cause he's still a little butthurt after the last one.
Yeah, he's all max. He almost won.
You can always join. You can join the audience too by using the code. If you don't want to play the game along, you can always join the audience.
Yep, HVBK. Come hang out. And this is like tomorrow on the podcast, and don't bother reading.
All right, here we go.
All right then.
We're gonna write some jokes and then test them out on stage. But first things first, it's brainstorming time.
Brainstorming.
Jokes, let's do a little writing exercise to get inspired. On your device, you'll be prompted to write various topics like animals, people, or objects. Fill in whatever you think has a lot of comedic potential. If another player uses one of your topics in a winning joke, you'll get some bonus points.
All right.
Yada yada. Moving on.
Did you skip the tutorial? Okay. Answer the questions.
Wow, see you figure this shit out.
Write as many times as you can. All right. Oh man. This is riveting stuff. We're writing, we're answering questions on the app. Apologize for the podcast listeners. This is not riveting at all.
This writing exercise is ending soon.
How many? A brand. This is dumb. Does this like make a joke for him? Maybe I should skip the tutorial. Sorry about
this is like the old Mad Libs. All right, complete the joke. Choose a joke setup. Okay. All right. Just so stupid. Oh man, this is dumb. Oh, God, I don't know how to end this one.
You're a fucking professional comedian, dude. You're a stand-up comedy.
Not even.
Take matters into my own hand. That was nice. I think I'm done.
All right.
Oh, what are we doing here?
Oh boy. Here we go.
Here's the thing about laughter. It comes in waves. I lost my father to the sea. Okay, let's keep this joke boat moving.
All right, JR.
What you doing?
What's up?
God, I need to go skip the tutorial. You guys want to watch this? HVBK. Type it in. Be part of our audience on there.
Interesting. All right, Bad Mike is up. Oh no. Okay.
And some credit to you. Here's another comedian, whether you like it or not.
All right.
Remember to say your catchphrase.
Oh man.
You told a better joke.
Oh, I misspelled that. I'm dumb.
All right. Need some votes.
Oh, you're so funny. We had hurricanes. Oh.
That was so corny. Super corny.
And a tip of the hat to you.
All right.
Ahoy! It's our next comic.
All right.
All right, where we go?
Mad Mike's.
Mad Mike.
Mad Mike says a group of doctors walk into a bar and take shots. I mean, that's it's not bad. Oh boy, here comes my terrible joke. You ever notice how newspapers are just fancy versions of Post-it notes?
Jeez.
Terrible. It's terrible. That's so bad. Don't vote for me, please.
Oh, I didn't get a pick. It was up for like a second, and then it went away. I didn't even get a vote. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
And Mike, I was gonna vote for you, by the way.
Doesn't count. Hacked it.
Oh, no one voted. I wanted to vote, and it was up for like a second.
Yeah, I think because of the lag, you got to be
the lag,
super.
probably, yeah.
You got to be super fast.
Super fast.
All right, Radar has my hometown's nickname is the bedroom because everyone's getting laid. Wow.
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 I can't believe I moved away from that place. Should have been called the bathrooms. It smells like shit.
That's good.
My nickname is toilet paper because I am the great Cornholio.
I mean,
I wish I could vote for these ones.
JR got me on that one. That was
good. That one's good. Although it's not getting laid. You're welcome. Ooh, a tie.
Ew.
Some of you are achieving comedy.
This is so bad. This is so bad.
I'm going to say this right now, that nobody ever listened to this show was like, Radar is the funniest one. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that.
Oh, God. All right. All right, whatever. This is so bad.
These are kind of dumb, dude. I'm not gonna lie. How many of these do we have to do?
I don't know.
This is kind of a time-consuming little game here.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right. JR says.
Is it JR or Junior? Did we ever just figure that out?
Well, I think it's
my phone shut off.
Joshua was the guy. Marriage is a lot like fireworks. Most of the time, it fizzles out.
He's not. Wait. No, I still come out. I still like her. She's fine.
I love life. It's like Julius Caesar.
What do you think?
Somebody's almost. I was gonna say getting stabbed, but that sounded too violent.
Split decision on the comedians, man. That's the problem with having an even number of contestants.
Yeah, we should have had cosplay.
Cosplay. All right. CQ is up. Have you heard about the didgeridoo challenge? That's where you try to use it as a pogo stick.
A see-through didgeridoo?
Hey, what's up, Josh? How you doing, dude? We're just playing some games, man. Feel free to join in.
Yeah. Come on up,
Jackbox.tv
man.
HVBK. That's how you get in on it.
Yeah.
Bad Mike says, my grandma said the best thing about robots is... What the fuck is a robot? All right. All right. Gotta do your check quick so that vote for your pick quick. Otherwise it'll
I voted. I got my vote
it'll
in.
be quick.
I got my vote in for your
Split?
see-through didgeridoo.
Split decision. Oh shit.
What is a robin? Sorry about it. You can't spell
Robin.
it. I don't know.
All right, let's hear it for the next performer.
Josh checking in from Massachusetts. What's up, buddy?
Oh, Josh? Yeah, we just hitting that see-through didgeridoo.
Damn radar. that was
I never
doctor
did,
said I
by
have
the
a
way.
bad case of the chicken nuggets because my nuts are fried.
What? You guys never. I'm a vet as well. 24 years old. But have you got an idea, Josh? Send it up, man.
Yeah, you got an idea? Drop it on us, dude.
Yeah.
What you got, homeboy? You vote,
What you got
radar?
for an idea, man? That's a spicy revenge. Sham specialist, send that shit up, man.
Sham squad. Got that rocking the sham shield.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like you went rocking for 4 years.
Eddie Mike.
Yeah, split again.
See what Mad Mike has. I'm so old. I remember when Popeye was scrawny. This is so corny. So terrible. Oh my god. Oh, this is so terrible. I want to open a store that only sells planets. Call it just to get into Uranus. I mean, I'll give you that, man. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's
I'll always joke about Uranus jokes.
Uranus jokes are always in
They're
style.
always funny. They're always funny.
Uranus is never out of style.
That's right.
If you're at the bottom,
Hey, I'm not worst.
who will eventually perish.
I'm
That's-
not worst. He says, good job.
I'm not the worst. Fantastic. Uh-oh. I think we're coming to an end.
JR is the funniest one here now, so I'm going to go ahead and log off. And JR, if you want to call in,
Go ahead. Call in
Well, we're sinking again.
415-889-8367.
Let's rewrite another comic
can I just skip the tutorial again? Because I'm not very good at this game.
attempt to write a
Okay, I should pay
funnier
attention.
punchline. The better the original joke did, the more points you'll earn.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
you steal the spotlight before the boat sinks?
Ooh, final round.
All right. This is it. Rewrite another joke.
Why did I pick the hard one?
All right. I'm just now getting back into the swing. I think I got a good one. I think I'm you know, I've been out of the game for a minute.
I'm so fucking dumb. I'm so sorry.
I see you, Josh. I see your comment, man. Right on. Good for you, man. Good for you that you're doing your thing, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
More power to you, bro.
I'm gonna read that out loud while we're waiting on these.
Sure, go ahead.
So Josh says he's been starting to try to live stream Warzone. He's a disabled veteran. Unfortunately, the Army jumped ship when they hear chemo, but also use cannabis medically and cool for everything. My username on YouTube is the Stony Vet on YouTube, and I'm trying to make a safe space for veterans and stoners to play a video game together and to make an awesome community. Having trouble trying to get a following. If you could message me directly, either one of you. Blah 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 blah. There is a Vets Gaming Network too.
Yeah, Grunts Gaming.
Yeah, Grunts Gaming that you should probably get a hold of. They work with us on doing that. Yeah, I don't know, CQ. What do you got? Any recommendations on how to get a following on your shit?
Hang on, I have to answer the question. I want to open the store.
Oh,
hate to tell you, Radar, but
that was dumb, dude. Sorry about it.
Yeah, that wasn't great, bud. That wasn't great. JR, that's well done. Well done.
Yeah, Grunts Gaming Network. Check them out.
Yeah, Grunts Gaming Network. They're kind of our sister, part of the organization that does all the gaming stuff. Jesus Christ, Mad Mike, how dare you? Yeah, I know which one I'm voting for. I am not. No, Mad Mike. Shame on you. Yeah, Josh, man, hit us up. Maybe hit me up on the Pop Culture Warrior page too, man, and we can spitball some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Try to see what we can do. You ever notice how CQ looks like a giant? Jesus Christ! Everyone's going hard on CQ tonight. What the fuck?
I thought about going hard on your buddy, but I didn't.
They did literally just capitalized the G. What the fuck? God damn it! Where does everybody go?
No, it's a giant tool. I giant tool.
It was a misspelling. It's whatever.
Anyway, but also, Josh, there's also other kind of tricks to gaining a following on these things, and I'm not very good at it. I'm dumb.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what it boils down to is there's no quick answer. Oh, come on, that was a really good joke, by the way. There's no quick answer. There's no shortcut. We've been doing this a year and a couple months now. Yeah. And we're just starting to really kind of build a following. It's not much.
Well,
if anything.
I mean, we've been, the radio page has been at this for a while, and
yeah,
WTF Moment's been at for even longer, and it's taken a long time. It's a lot of work. And a lot of people too, and I'm not, and it kind of depends on what you're wanting to do with it, Josh. If you're wanting just to kind of, I love when people are like, I just want to create somewhere where we can hang out and fucking bullshit and whatever, dude. That's cool. And so even if you like, maybe not even think about like having a bunch of like followers per se, but just think of what you're doing and that it's helping people. You know what I mean? And and as you help people, the word will get out. Yeah. And even if you just kind of hang out with like 4 or 5 dudes and you guys just play video games together and fucking smoke a bowl and have a good night, you know what I mean? Like, if it's helping, I'm not gonna lie, I do a lot of the reason I do this is it helps me. This kind of gets me out of my life for a minute, and I get to bullshit and hang out with vets and do something for a couple hours on a Tuesday. Yep. And we're all volunteers here, and we just have a good time and bullshit and whatever. So. If you're looking at it that way, and I'm sure that is something that you like to do, and you're not the only one. I'm not going to say you're the only one at all. That hey, you smoke a bowl and play some video games, and we're both disabled vets, and and we do. So just use that kind of as that, and the name will get out there. And like I said, hang out and like get a hold of those guys and see what they, maybe you can hop in with them. I know they don't really care. Like, if you can join them and play with them and hang out, and it's a good time. And they used to live stream on here, and they don't anymore. I don't know what's going on with that, but I know they still get together and play and live stream on their stuff. They'd be a really good resource. So
yeah, and I got your message, Josh. I'll hit you up after the show. I got your message.
Yeah. Meantime, hook it up with some Jackbox.
So, would we like to play word game or slang phrase game?
I feel like slang phrase game could be fun, but also get us in trouble. Let's do it. Slang phrases, baby. Let's do it.
All right. For those that can't see the room code, it's like B something. I'm gonna move your camera because
my camera.
Your camera's in the way.
Oh, my picture's in the way.
Yeah, your picture's in the way. Okay, create a definition for the new word on your device. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Definition.
If you can't think of words, just start with the letters that make you the happiest and let them hug.
I cannot spell.
You too? Okay. All right, this is the last game we're gonna do, so we'll have some fun here, and then we'll wrap it up. Much like, I don't know, I'm just gonna get gross with this.
Don't say nothing about me because I got like 30 kids.
I'm not gonna get gross with it. Let's see if there we go. I think you look better there, buddy.
Just what you do, man.
I'm gonna put you right there. There you go. Now you're on my level.
Yeah, but your picture's bigger than
that. I made you a little bigger.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. Nobody watches this show to see me.
You guys want to join the audience? If you're out there, Jackbox.tv, BKJK. When the food fights back, i.e. when you eat, just do it. Yelled at people who won't shut the hell up. Just up for using poop colored energy drink. Wow. Those are some options. Just
and remember, you can award bonus points to the ones that stole your heart.
Distribute your likes.
Whatever.
I don't know.
And now I present the winning definition.
Damn good. Damn good. Came up with that. Geniuses.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Well done. Well done.
Now it's time for your nimble brains to think of a synonym.
Challenging.
A new word. Something that matches the definition on your device. Round 2. Here we go.
All right, so we need a new one.
Synonym.
So synonym.
I'm just
I'm just synonym. I don't know what that means.
Alexa, what's a synonym?
Don't know. You can't do that shit because now everybody who has an Alexa is gonna do that. I thought don't you mix it with like sugar and put it on toast?
That's
Now everyone
Alexa,
listens to the show.
Shut up. Come on, stop talking.
Yeah, now everyone who has one of those is like, God damn it, CQ.
All right.
What?
Oh man, you guys are out of this world for sure.
All right, this guy.
Fucking do it. That's the synonym. That's the synonym. Really?
It is the cinnamon.
You should have just put in cinnamon. That's the synonym.
I thought about it.
Cinnamon
and sugar. Fucking do it. But it's so fucking hard. I don't know. It sounds like.
Write a sentence using fucking do it.
That literally sounds like something a conversation I have with my children. Fucking do it. Just do it.
Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, for fuck's sakes, just fucking do it? Okay. Just fucking do it now. This is so dumb. Why is it making us fucking do it? Whale vaginas. Fucking do it. Just fucking do it now. Wow. Oh God, I don't know.
All right, I'm glad this took the turn it did.
Oh God, what is going on with this?
Who's all this whale vaginas kick anyway?
I want to know who's. Mad Mike's all about the whale vagina. Mad Mike, we see you. Fucking do it. Just do it. Derived from Jiffadoo. For fuck's sake, just fucking do it. Oh God.
Just fucking do it.
This is an excellent entry into the dictionarium. Radar, I gotta hand it to you. That's well done. Well done, sir. That was I think on that highlight, I think we could call it. Fucking do it. Just do it.
Just fucking do it.
So when we talk about tuning into our show, do we say Jifudu?
We should.
Which is fucking do it. Just do it.
Actually, you know what? Jufadu to just fucking do it isn't too far off, actually.
I mean, it's not. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a rousing day of fun here. Right. Fun had all around.
And it is. You want me to do my deal, my spiel?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well,
as the winner, as the reigning champion. I mean, I took round 1. You took round 3, and who was it? JR took round 2. Congratulations. What has the audience won? What do they got looking forward to?
Well, they have been listening to Pop Culture Warrior, CQ and Radar. Tomorrow night they have, well, not much to look forward to, or a lot to look forward to, depending on how you view this show we just did. It's a Donza Day, day of no scheduled activities. So I will be building a chicken coop tomorrow. Anyway, let's see. Thursday night you have Swords Time. Ice, Spanky, Sergeanting. All the big Army, National Guard, reserves, all that shit, they'll be on it. They've got some pretty good stuff, I think, lined up for that one. I'm excited for it. Friday night, Kaz and Pookie did a show last Friday. I think they're on.
I think
pretty sure. I don't know if they're back on full time or what's going on with that. I was going to ask Kaz while he was in here if they're going to do a show on Friday, but I didn't. So right now, Radar says they're having a show Friday Night Freedom. Saturday, Sunday, weekend, Donza. Days of no scheduled activities because it's the weekend. Basia. We will be I'll probably be at a soccer field. Then Monday edition on Monday night with Ice and Flash talking about all kinds of current events and fun stuff. And I hear there might be some problems getting gasoline for you guys on the East Coast. So if you need a mountain bike to borrow, let me know. Bring it out to you. But anyway, come back to us on Tuesdays with some more Pop Culture Warrior.
That's right. That's right. And speaking of next week on Pop Culture Warrior, for those few of you kind enough to stay and listen, I'll give you a sneak peek. What's coming up next week? The 22nd. Is that no? That's the next week? Yeah. No, the 18th. The 18th. God, my numbers are all jacked up. Next week, Tuesday the 18th. I got one I'm super excited about. Big fan of the show How I Met Your Mother. We have Carter Bays, the creator, the writer, the producer, the man behind the show, the man that made it happen. Carter Bays is going to be on the show, and happen to know that they're bringing a sequel series on board called How I Met Your Father. So we're going to talk all about that and try to get some answers, figure out what's happening there and what's going on. The week after, the one that everyone here at the station is very excited for. If you guys have ever seen Napoleon Dynamite, you know this actor. He played Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite. Efren Ramirez. Freaking Efren Ramirez is going to be in the show. And he is an amazing dude, a talented actor. Just got back from doing a USO tour not too long ago. Very excited to be on the show, and it's going to be a phenomenal conversation. That's the 25th of May. The 1st of June, I'm excited for this one, is this guy named Eric Kane. He's a writer for Forbes. He does all of their pop culture stuff. So what we do here at the studio, he does for Forbes magazine and Forbes.com. He does all their video game stuff, their comic book stuff, their movie stuff. So that's gonna be a really fun conversation. Jump ahead to what's a good one? Oh my God! Oh, I'm so excited for this one. June 22nd, we got Rob Paulson. He is a legend in voice animation. If you saw Pinky and the Brain, he was Pinky. You know, he was one of the Animaniacs. He's done a ton of voices. So he is very, very, very excited to be on the show and talk to us all about the animation stuff and the voiceover stuff. And then let's see, July. We got two. We got two in July so far confirmed. July 13th, Keith David. I should like put up pictures like as we go through this.
We
right? Should pop next week. I'll put up pictures. Keith David's gonna come on the show. Keith David is a legend in acting. He has a voice that you would recognize immediately if you heard him. He's done a billion projects. I remember first hearing his voice as Goliath on the Gargoyles. That's a voice that'll stay with me forever. But he's done a million other things, video games, cartoons, voiceover, movies, TV. That's going to be a phenomenal interview. I'm super excited for that one. And then just confirmed July 20th, we're going to have TV, sci-fi TV royalty. Really, I mean, if you were a fan of Star Trek, he's probably the second most famous Star Trek character ever, behind like a Picard. We're gonna have William. Was it not William? God, what was his character's name? Riker.
Yep.
Lieutenant Riker, number 2, whatever the hell his character's name. I was terrible at Star Trek, I'll be honest. But I love the dude. Jonathan Frakes is gonna be on the show. I remember, what was it? Tales of Suspense. He did another show, Tales of Mystery or something like that. Or oh man, what was it? he would tell three stories, and two were true and one wasn't. I don't know. I forget what the name of the show is, but it was great. I love that show. That was so awesome. But yeah, he's gonna be on the show, so we're gonna talk all about Star Trek. We'll talk all about his career, the different projects he's done, and what he has coming up. So, and guys, that's just the next couple of weeks. That is literally just the next couple of weeks. When you see and find out the stuff that we got coming up for the fall, oh my God. Blow your brains out the back of your head. It's going to be out of this world, outstanding, spectacular, super. I mean, I've got some, the wheels are in motion for some really, 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 really exciting people to come on and to do their thing. So we're just getting started, man. We're just getting warmed up. We're just getting started. And this is going to be a phenomenal year for Pop Culture Warrior and WTF Nation Radio. So with that, you guys have been awesome tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for messing around with us as we mixed up the formula from the usual. Next week we'll be back to our usual tips and tricks and funs and games. We'll be doing the 8 o'clock hour of news headlines. A lot to talk about. I really wanted to break down the Venom trailer that just came out. Let There Be Carnage. We'll talk about that next week. A bunch of announcements that just came out. Some behind the set footage. Someone snapped a picture on the set of Spider-Man where they pretty sure they saw Andrew Garfield in a beard. So we'll talk about that.
In a beard?
With a beard. He was in a beard. So
I'm excited.
Could have been Radar, though. Could have been Radar. I don't know.
Could have been Radar.
Could have been Radar. But yeah, so we'll talk a ton about stuff, what's going on, the latest and greatest in pop culture next week.
There may actually be some surprises next week.
There might be some surprises. There may be in store. And with that, we'll have Carter Bays next week joining us. So, all right, guys. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking us out. And we will see you next week. Radar, it's been a pleasure, brother. Shots, guys.
Shots, buddy.